So in last session I talked about what are the need for population policy in India, why most of the section of the society barring some are highlighting or are asking for a legislation regarding the population in India, what is optimum population, the concept, and what is the underpopulation, overpopulation, and how technology plays a very important role in determining the optimum level of population in a country. So, today I am going to deal with one more current happening that has been in news for quite some time. This is more a controversial current affairs because because some of my friends who are watching this video be may not see the things in my perspective. They are free to have their own perspective, and so am I to have my perspective, because we live in a country which has guaranteed us under Article 19 of the Constitution, to be more specific, Article 19, Part 1, Part A, the freedom of speech and expression in the country, and barring some exceptions of Article 19, Part 2, that is public morality, international relations, sovereignty, and internal security, etc., we are free to have our opinion. So, the matter I want to take up is the recent event of Bhumi Pujan of Ram Mandir in the state of Uttar Pradesh, in the Ayodhya region. So, after the verdict of the respected apex court, there was a committee formed for the purpose, and in this order and in this process, the foundation stone or the Bhumi Pujan has been done for the Ram Mandir. So, many of my friends are of the view that India being a developing country don't need temples or some structures like that. Rather, we need hospitals, high facility hospitals, or say schools, or anything that improves our social infrastructure. It is true, in my opinion, I believe that it is true that we need infrastructure, both social and physical infrastructure. So most of the things that like schools or health care system, etc., will give us the basic social infrastructure, right? But what about the moral infrastructure? Do not Does our country not need a person moral code of conduct, so that we do not behave mm, outside the ambit of law? The increasing event of commodification of women that results into brutal rape and murder, or say the events of dacoity, or say intimidation, or say lurking by night, house theft, etc., kidnapping, abduction, domestic violence against women and children, rising old age homes in India. Don't they need our attention? Don't we need a ethical code for guiding us in times of necessity? And if your answer is yes, then don't we need a person to fall back on whom we can see that why, what are the benefits of being ethical in nature? And Lord Ram has all the qualities that defines a man, with a pure man at heart. He has done all the things in the best way in his life. He was not a very successful king, true. He lost he was When he was 20-21 years of age, he was sent to jungle with his wife. But he could have revolted against his father, but he never did that. He went to the jungle, served the punishment, so called punishment, and returned back. And in the meantime, his wife was abducted and was taken to Sri Lanka. But we don't had GPS at that time. Still, Lord Ram went there. He was a king. He was a prince, at least, not king then. So he could have some local arrangement and have got some other wife. But he went for Sita. He went to Sri Lanka, fought a war, waged a battle, won it, gave Sri Lanka to Vibhishan, and came back to Ayodhya with his wife. This shows that what a character that man has. Therefore, the man become God. So Ram teaches how to become God. The, he became he is therefore more popularly known as Maryada Purushottam Ram. That is, he knows his limits, and he lives within it with all the elegance. following all the ethical code, and which makes him a god. So, the character of Lord Ram shows us how man with his action can reach to the level of gods. Now, let's talk about geographical studies. So, in last video, I was talking about uh, the various types of dichotomy and dualism in geography, in which we dealt with physical versus human geography, contemporary versus historical geography, and so on and so forth. Today in the league, we are going to deal with formal versus functional regions in geography. Now, what exactly is for formal region? A formal region is a region in geography that is bounded by some natural barriers. For example, we can say barrier by that has mountains as a barrier or rivers as a barrier. For example, say India. In North India is bounded by Himalayas. Okay. Then in east and west, southeast, southwest for this purpose, we are bounded by sea. In west, we have Hindu Kush mountain, which has Khyber Pass, and in west we have the extension of Himalayas in form of various hills like Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, Mizo Hills, and so on and so forth. So, India can be considered as a formal region. Why? Because most of the Indian subcontinent is bounded by a kind of natural barriers. Therefore, we see that formal regions are regions that are formed by or that are bounded by mainly natural barriers. Then what are functional regions? Functional regions are the regions that are delimited by humans on basis of certain planning activities related to it. For example, the Dandakaranya region or the northeastern region of India. It is a planning region or a functional region. Why? Because the authorities need to plan for development of the region. Similarly, the Bimaru state concept or the concept of aspirational district in India, these are nothing but functional region. So, a region when divided on basis of some kind of function, be it planning, be it its resource richness which has to be utilized, be it a industrial region like Jamshedpur Tata, it can be considered as a functional region. So, these type of regions are called functional region. So, basic difference between functional and formal region exists in the fact that functional regions are more of a human construct. They may or may not have physical barriers, like a watershed, a river watershed has can be classified as both functional and formal region. Why? Because it is naturally bounded by mountains and it flows in valley, and all the tributaries are some way or another bounded by a relief feature that divides it from other such watershed area. Whereas it can also be considered as a functional region. Why? Because if it could have been taken by the planning authorities in the country for its development. Example, Ganga basin or Brahmaputra basin, which drains Assam, or say Ken Betwa linkage project. These are what? These are functional region, but they may also be formal region. So, basically formal regions are bounded by natural barriers, mostly mountain, rivers, forest, wilderness, deserts, sea, oceans, rivers, etc. Example, we can also see the location of Patliputra. It was bounded by, or say it is bounded by three rivers: the Ganga river, the Son river, and the one more river is there, Gandak river. So, all these three rivers circumnavigates Ganga, circumnavigates or makes a circumference around Patliputra. Therefore, it was also invincible during the ancient Indian times. So, we understand the difference between functional and formal regions. Fine. Then one more thing is left, that is approaches in geography, which shows dichotomy and dualism, that is inductive approach and deductive approach. Now, deductive approach means that we first formulate a law and then we apply it on person, that is we deduce that the law is applicable to the person or not. Inductive approach is just opposite. We first study person, find various similarities and differences between various subjects of study, that is person, and then formulate a law. So, what do we do in deductive stage, um, deductive approach? We go from top to down, where in inductive approach we go from down to up. This is what is the difference between deductive and inductive approach. Both have their own good points as well as bad points, but um, your in 1950s the quantitative revolution adopted deductive approach, which was later changed in behavioral paradigm by deduction by inductive approach. Later, next thing we will deal in next videos.